festival. I don't want it near school. I don't want it sold to children. That's an infamy. In my city, we would keep the traffic in the dark, people to color. They're animals anyway, so let them be sold.
Testing 1 2, test 1 2. Okay, let's get started. My people, black people, what happened to us? How did we go from this and this to this and this in just 30 years, from 1992 to 2022, in just the short lifetime of a 30-year-old enjoying the prime of life? How did we get here? How have we gone from this to this and this? What happened to us? Where did it all go so wrong for us? Mothers in the street, daddies in the pen, and the cycle repeats again and again. Why do our young black men and women despise each other so much? How did we go from celebrating the likes of Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, Bobby Seale, Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Angela Davis? How did we go from celebrating these heroes to celebrating this culture of death and ignorance that is plaguing the minds of our young people, all for a slice of the devil's pie? How did we go from slavery to emancipation, to Reconstruction, to building our own towns fresh out of slavery, to building our own schools and hospitals, our own families and businesses? How did we go from this to becoming the most feared pariah and outcast, even in our own communities? Where did our children learn to despise and disrespect each other so much? Why do our young people see each other as so-called ops or enemies, and yet they won't bust a grape to fight oppression in their own communities? And though the Italian gangsters are recognized universally as original OGs, why aren't young Italian children trapped in this same death culture? The same death culture that is destroying our African American children. What happened to us? How did we get so far removed from this and this to this and this? How is it that today we have more millionaires than ever in the entire history of America? And why won't they come back and help us? My African Americans, my black people, my ADOS, the African American descendants of slaves. How did we get here? We have a combined spending power worth over $1.6 trillion. That would put the African American community among the top 20 economies of the world. Up from slavery, through the tumultuous times of Reconstruction, after the powers that be denied our ancestors the promised land of 40 acres and a mule, up from the overwhelming oppression since the aftermath of the Civil War and Reconstruction, still we prevailed, fresh off the plantation. We continue to rise and to thrive, building black businesses throughout America, building black banks, building black hospitals, building black schools, building black colleges and institutions of higher learning. Through the fires and perils of Jim Crow, and through the battles of the civil rights struggles and affirmative action, we continue to rise and thrive. So how How did we get here? You know, it's been said that black people can't work together. But up from slavery, we learned to work together because we were all we had. And now from the plantations to Black Wall Street to Black Beverly Hills, we prevailed. We survived. We constantly continue to rise and thrive. And in the words of the infamous comedian Robin Harris, we don't die, we multiply. But what happened? How did we get so damn far off course to go from this to this? How is it that our young people celebrate drug dealers, robbers, criminals, as if they are the seminal heroes in African American history? Why is that? Big Meech, Rick Ross, Larry Hoover, Harry O. These are the characters that our young people view as the greatest achievers in African American history. Criminals that our young people so deeply respect, revere, and hold in high esteem. What happened to us? Who left their post? And who dropped the ball on this new generation of our young black Americans? How did they forget about all of the historic accomplishments that our ancestors achieved? The freedom fighters, the liberators, the civil rights warriors, the founders, every one of them who came before us and who struggled and fought and died for this very freedom that we enjoy today. So again, what happened to us? Where did it all go so very, very wrong? Through the fire, to the limit, through the wall, so many sacrifices. So many parents who gave so much. So many children so lost and turned out. How? People, what happened to us? What happened? But you know what? There is a better day coming, just beyond the present storm. And through the fog of war, in the battle for our freedom, we will prevail. We will be free. As a wise man once said, it takes blood, sweat, and tears to build a nation. And despite the madness, we are a black nation rising. Still we rise. Still we rise. This is Richard Karr, and this is The Black Wire.